Hi there, welcome to Code for Geek, and today we are going to be talking about the fundamental concept of programming, which is variables. Now, variables are like containers where you can store any sort of value and you can reuse the value later on throughout the code. What makes Python variables or containers special is that Python variables do not require you to declare the value or declare the type of value beforehand. And this is completely opposite to what most programming languages will require you to do. So if I want to declare a Python variable, all I need to do is type in the variable name, add an equals sign, and the value. That's it. My variable is created now. And if I want to print the variable, I'll use the print command and I'll write the variable name, and that's it. You can see the value 1 has been printed. What if I want to change the value of the variable? Well, I'll just type in the variable name again and say changed value. And I'll print the value again. And you will see that the variable has changed value. Now this is where Python is special. If I had done that in any other programming languages like Java, C++, or any of the typed programming languages, I would have received an error. So that's what makes Python special. Now let's say you are writing a large program and you don't know what kind of value is going to be coming in from the variable. In that case, you can use the type method and type the variable name here. Of course, you need to print the type, so it shows on the terminal. And I'll run the command again. It shows class is string because the last value has been string. Now if I delete it and I run it again, it will say class int, which means integer. Alright, so that's the basics you need for Python variables. Now there are a couple of rules to creating variables, specifically to naming variables. So number one thing is, of course, you can have single letter names to variables. You can have upper and lower case names for variables. You can have underscores. What you cannot have is you cannot have numbers in the beginning of a variable. So if I say 2xy, it's incorrect. So if I run it right now, you'll see that I get an error. But I can have number in the variable after the first letter has. Another thing is I cannot have hyphens. So if I write xy, Python is going to interpret x minus y as a mathematical equation rather than a variable name. So we cannot use that as well. How do you create multi-word variable names? Because of course, as the programs get larger, you're going to need longer variables, clearer variables, and so on. So you can say something like, this is a variable. Or this. Best part is, these days, autocomplete has become so smart that it understands your patterns and you rarely have to complete your thought by actually typing it out. So that's there. Okay. Now we are done with the basics of variables. How do we actually use these variables now? You'll see I have two variables, which is x and xyz, which have some numbers. What I'll do is I'll print x plus xyz. And it will show 3 because it automatically does the math behind the scenes. If I add the xyz as well, it will do 6 because we have 3 plus 3, 6. You can do pretty much any mathematical operation here. You get the point. Alright, so that's about it for Python variables, and I'll see you in the next tutorial, which will be about Python functions. Bye.